Good morning, students. How are you today? Trust you're fine. This is Mrs. Abolade Oluwatoyin, your business studies teacher. Today, we'll be looking into the topic techniques development in keyboarding. Techniques development in keyboarding. So, at the end of the lesson, you'll be able to demonstrate the use of insert table function. You should be able to demonstrate the use of line space regulator and also demonstrate the use of enter key. All these can be achieved on your computer, on a laptop, or on your phone, your Android phone. So we're going to actually learn a lot. We can use most of these functions that we're going to learn today. We can use our computer, we can use a phone, we can use a laptop, a computer in general. So let's pay attention so that we can learn something this morning. Okay, first we'll be taking insert table function. A table is a grid of rows and columns that intersect to form cells. As you can see the picture below, that's a table. It is a grid of rows and columns. So when we're talking about rows are straight like this, just like the line I've just drawn. Is that taken? While column are like this. So column. While rows are straight. That's rows. Do we understand this? So when you're asked to differentiate between rows and column, you should be able to understand that. However, we also have what we call cells. So in the table we are seeing before us in the picture, you can see that there are boxes, boxes, boxes. So those boxes are referred to as cells. So a table is a grid of rows and columns that intersects to form cells. The lines that mark the cell boundaries are called the grid lines. You can see that there are several lines, there, and that those lines are referred to the grid lines. So creating a table in Microsoft Word using the Insert Table button, we have to follow the following steps. First, you position the insert point where you want to insert the table. You position the insert point. There's an error there, so let me quickly correct that. So it says you position the insert button where you want to insert the table. Where you want to insert the table. Good. Correction done. So if you want to insert a table, definitely you place your cursor in the place where you want the table to be. Else, wherever your cursor is, that's where the table will be created. Secondly, you select the Insert tab to click the Insert table in the table group. This picture below will show us that. You select the Insert tab to click the Insert table button in the table group. And thirdly, you drag the mouse down and across the grid until the correct number of columns and rows are selected. Release the mouse button. That's the fourth step. So let's take a closer look at the picture. We want to see how it looks. You need a close look of this picture. Okay. So this picture is not exactly clear. But however, we can use my phone to see some of these features. For my phone, we just go. Okay, let me take us back. So want to see how the insert button is here. Let me undo that first. So I click here. Do you see on the screen there's a part called home? If it's a computer, there will be a part also where you see home. Is that taken? So you're able to know where to go. So the computer screen, you see a part where it's written table. The home screen is where you have all the functions, the tables, all the wherever part you want to go, you see it at the top. If it's a computer you're using, you see all the functions at the top. So you just click on table. But for a phone, you see a place, you see home as you're seeing on my screen right now. So if I click on home, you see all the functions available. And that is also on the computer screen, at the top of a computer screen. But here for a phone, you see it by this side. So you see insert, draw, layout, review. So if I want to insert, I just click on insert. You see the options given to me: insert picture, table, or what. So I just click on insert table and my table will appear immediately. Do we see what I'm trying to show us? Now from this picture, you can see that we have a total of how many rows? 1, 2, 3 rows and 1, 2, 3 columns. So that's just to explain how to create a table. Is that taken? Let's undo that and return back to what we were doing. So, like we said earlier, position the insert point where you want to insert the table. Select the insert tab to click the insert table button in the table group. That is the group, like I said, at the top of the screen for a computer and by the side for a phone. Then drag the mouse down and across the grid until the correct number of columns and rows are selected. That's for a computer. And then when you're done with selecting your number of rows and columns, you release the mouse button. Do we get that? So the next thing to do is using the insert table command in Microsoft Word. First, you position the insert point where you want, like I said earlier. You select the insert tab and click the insert table button. You click insert table command, specify the number of columns and rows you want, like I've just explained that. And then you click OK and Word will create the table you want, just like what I just showed you here. And you see that the table just appeared with 3 rows and 2 columns. So if you want to add a row, then you just add a row and so on and so forth. So that is that on using the insert table command in Word. So on our next audio, we'll take line spacing regulator. Stay tuned.